beautiful theme this month of the Life of Mysticism. And so this is our first session. I'm Peter. I'm going to be the host this weekend. And if you're currently watching on Facebook or YouTube, this will just be a preview of this session that you'll see. But if you'd like to join us for the full weekend retreat, there will be a link in the chat in YouTube and Facebook. And we hope you can join us. So today we're going to be joined by Kirsten Buxton over there in the monastery in Utah. And we also have Francis Sue with us here in Mexico. So I'm going to pass it over to you guys now.
Thanks, Peter. Hi, Kirsten. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Francis. Hi, everyone.
Oh, welcome. Welcome. Welcome to a whole weekend dedicated to listening to the Holy Spirit. And welcome to this moment. Tap into this moment with full attention and full focus. I am so excited because being in the present moment is very alive. And that is really the only way to feel alive, is to be very present to the Spirit in our mind in this moment. And I see that we are here showing up together as a symbol to hand over this moment to the Spirit, to the love within, and say together that this holy instant, we give it to you. Be you in charge. And I am so excited to tap into this moment in full anticipation of the light that the Spirit wants to come through with. I'm excited to hear the words that He wants to speak, but even more excited is to see all your faces, because I see this moment is a moment that we give to the Spirit together, and all of you is showing up as the Spirit for me. All of you are the symbols of Spirit's love. So that's why I feel so profoundly honored to be here, to join with you in truth, in the only way that we can really join, to give this undivided attention and focus to our true self within. And some of you actually join us for the very first time. So welcome to you who decided to spend this weekend with us. As you can sense already, it will be a weekend we give together to the Spirit. And this open session, I will be with Kirsten to welcome you and to also hear from you. I think that is very, very exciting to open up and to share together where we're at And some of you actually written in the questions and the prayers of your heart already. Every single question, every single prayer is so powerful. I was reading them, every single one with goosebumps. They come in with power behind it. The power, the determination to know God. And so the format would be that Kirsten and I will be hosting this morning session or afternoon or evening, wherever you are. We'll have a lot of time for you to interact and to share your heart or listen to other mighty companions share their hearts. And then tonight, we're gonna have David Hoffmeister and Svava Love join us in another session, which would be very, very profound. And tomorrow, David would come back and offer a whole day movie workshop using a profound movie to bring any kind of questions or concepts to a real experience with the help of some visual help from Hollywood movies. And then on Sunday, David and I will come back here to join with you in closing this weekend. And we'll open up with more one-to-one interactions on Zoom so that you will have definitely time to have all your questions answered. And we probably will address some that have been sent in already or is going to be sent in the coming days as well. So this is the brief format of this weekend. So I'm just really excited. And I also want to, just say that Kirsten is joining from Living Miracles Monastery in Utah, a mystical community. So Kirsten, I want to pass it to you for now and have you share your wisdom and words to welcome everyone.
Oh, thank you, Francis. I echo your feeling and honor just to be here together for this weekend, because our path with the Course in Miracles is a path of mysticism. Jesus is a Christian mystic and he's our way shower, and he has spoken to us of love for 2,000 years. And this morning, as I was just in prayer, just sitting in gratitude for this opportunity to open the retreat, all I could feel was God's love. And it goes perfectly with the lesson of the day. If you're on the calendar, lesson of the day, there is no love but God's, and yours and mine and everyone's. And it's pointing to this oneness of love, this wholeness of love, this totality of love. That is who we are. We're born of love. We're the thought of love. And that is our mission together. It's to accept that, to go beyond everything else in our mind that will deny it. And so, yes, I'm here at our Living Miracles Monastery, and I'm so happy and grateful to be here. Just being here feels like an honor. And our Living Miracles community is a mystical community because the goal is mysticism. It's to know our true self, to know ourselves as God created us. That's the only purpose for a community. That's the only purpose of our life. And then here as well, that's the purpose for what's being held at the monastery, for others to come and join in and experience just what it is to have this one purpose. And so, yeah, it's a journey of undoing to know it. As we know, Francis, it's a journey of undoing the ego, undoing everything we're not, to learn who we are beyond it all. So there's a lot of undoing that goes on in the journey to know truth. But that's what we're joined in, and that's where community is so supportive. Whether it's online in this kind of context or it's in person, it's our brothers who support us to recognize what's going on in our minds and become the witnesses for us of who we are. They become the witnesses of, yes, we're going for God. Yes, we can forgive. Yes, we can go through this. So.
Yeah, that's true. Our topic for this weekend is a life of mysticism. And as you're saying, Kirsten, that A Course in Miracles is actually a pathway of mysticism. And yet, as we live this pathway, it doesn't really look like very traditional monastic lifestyle where we spend a lot of time in contemplation and in meditation. And what I experienced is that this is a very direct pathway, in that the Holy Spirit, which is the voice for God, can be experienced directly and can be dependent on in every single situation. And the practice of it is actually in the situations that are given us, and is among the brothers that are given us by the Spirit. It is actually happening in the relationships that are given us. So in that way, I would say it is also a very, very interactive lifestyle. It's not extremely silent and still lifestyle, but the stillness happens in the mind. At some point in this journey, we start to dissociate what we're experiencing with what the body seems to be, because the experience is purely happening in the mind. And this is what started to dawn on us more and more. So even that Kirsten is overseeing Living Miracles Monastery, having a mystical community, I know that there are also a lot of relationships that are unfolding on a daily basis in this present moment. And we truly really have to allow this present moment to be given to us, not really bring any past into the moment to say this should be how it is, but allow this moment to show us and teach us what the lesson is and what the gift is.
Yeah, exactly. It's like all our concepts of even spirituality, they all have to go, and I found that even here, like the idea of coming to a monastery, and as if coming here means that you'd immediately be in a still devotional state of mind, can be a romantic fantasy, like a spiritually romantic fantasy. It's like our mind goes with us wherever we go. And And so we have to be with the healing in the moment and be with our thoughts in the moment. This is our pathway to God. And like you're saying, as much as we can give our full welcome to what is arising in the moment for healing, including what's coming up in response to our brothers, then we're actually saying yes to our awakening path. And we're saying, yes, I want to heal in this moment. So yeah, and yet the support of being in the environments where there is this focus and support to not deny, to not repress, to not push away, to pay attention. Like, I love that word, undivided attention. It's like, because in this moment is where we find the healing, and therefore through the healing is where we find God. So
Yeah, I think this undivided attention is the only thing that makes all the difference, truly, because it's not that we're in shortage of devotion or in shortage of commitment, but it is the single focus that is determined on the kind of experience that we're gonna have. Our mind is so powerful, what we desire, we experience. So as we still experience multiple experiences, ups and downs, roller coasters in life, what is truly called for is honesty to see that what is behind those experiences, because I know that there are many thoughts that are going through the mind every single day and calling for our attention all throughout the day. They may seem very different and they may seem very necessary. And as we go more and more attentive to our experience, to our emotions, it is actually not very difficult to see that certain thoughts, when we follow them, they produce pain, they produce stress, they produce fear. And another kind of thoughts bring an immediate release. So for me, I feel it's very simple. It always comes down to right now, the kind of thoughts that I want to follow in this moment. It is not very much about the future. It's not very much about whether this journey would look easy or hard. It is not very much about how it looks for other people or for myself in the past. But what is really important is, what do I give my focus to in this very moment? Because that makes all the difference for this moment. And it's in that I learn. In this moment, I can learn, not in the past and not in the future. So this is truly the gift. And, we can say a life of mysticism, but in a way, it is really just an unfolding of this moment. And how we decide to pay attention to, what we decide to pay attention to in this moment is the only thing.